Lastly, because we're dealing with the Conservative government, who are big on transparency and accountability, we have tried to point a finger at the fact that the way cable companies are now spending over $130 million a year on cable community channels, with no records of who's being trained, who's making those programs. So we've hammered and hammered that there should be accountability for that money, and that if you implement our model, it would be open and there'd be annual reporting and so on. So we've tried to ride some of these things that are going on anyway. Extremely important, 2 minutes, is that a lawyer decided she wanted to help us. Without her, I don't think we could have got this far. Our channels over the year haven't even known that if you wanted to make a complaint to the CRTC that your program is being kicked off, people would call the CRTC, talk to some staffer who would shrug and say, I don't know, and that's as far as it would go. And in the hearings in the last 2 weeks, the commissioners often said, well, did you complain about this? We've never received any complaints. It's because people don't know how to complain. So without Monica Auer helping us, we wouldn't have even have known that if you want to get some kind of a decision or a ruling out of the CRTC, guess what? You have to address your letter to the Secretary General. So there's extremely basic things that an average person needs to know to try to fight these battles. Ask lots of people for their opinions and listen. Accept help wherever you can get it. Don't take offense if people sometimes let you down. Try not to rely too much on volunteerism because it's unsustainable. In the long term, CACTUS is going to have to get some kind of a budget to keep going. And I think I've come to understand that this is going to be a long-term battle. I don't know if we're necessarily going to win on this round, but I'm trying to not get discouraged by that and realize that community media itself is about dialogue and educating people, and that has to include legislators and MPs. When we go into these meetings with them, it's a long process of education, getting them to understand that, hey, if we had these channels, you could have, someone else mentioned today, you could be having these half an hour, 1 hour dial-in programs with your constituents if you want. They need to see that vision. Just last week I got a little discouraged. I found out that the Standing Committee on Canadian Heritage hadn't backed a motion to support community television in Canada. They limited a particular motion to Quebec, and I was disappointed about a couple of particular MPs that didn't support it. But one of those MPs said to me, well, we've only just heard about the CACTUS proposal. We don't really understand what it means yet. And there's some truth in that. I mean, if they're going to make a big policy change, they need to hear it and hear it and hear it again until they get it, because they're responsible for those changes. And then I guess, okay, lastly, just don't burn out. Take time off for yourself. So when I was researching community TV around the world, I was backpacking and having a good time, and I think you have to find ways to keep yourself going and be learning as part of the process. That's it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.